Hello and welcome to this very special broadcast on the 76th Republic Day. The 76th. Think of that number and think of how many Republic Day celebrations and parades this country has seen and how it has evolved since the first. Well, today we're going to take you back right to the very beginning to show you where it all started and how we came to be here today.
Years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially.
On 15th August 1947, India got independence. But the big question was, how would a country with different cultures, languages, and food coexist? That is when the policymakers of the country wrote the Constitution. After all the debates, discussions, and suggestions, a constitution of the country came into force, and that date was 26th January. The year was 1950.
India, that is Bharat, shall be a sovereign democratic republic.
26th January 1950 is not just a date. It was the date of declaration of crores of Indians to become the creators of their own destiny. It is the story of moving from independence to sovereignty.
I, Venyalal Krishnan Krishna Menon, solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established.
Our free country, our law, our independence, along with a sense of duty. All these feelings came alive when 75 years ago, the carriage of the first President of independent India, Rajendra Prasad, came down with pride on this very path. The small carriage, drawn by horses and covered in gold, originally belonged to the Viceroy during the British Raj in India. After independence in 1947, many goods were divided between India and Pakistan along with land.
When the turn of the Viceroy's carriage came, both the countries staked their claim, and finally it was decided by a toss. There was a toss for the carriage between Lieutenant Colonel Thakur Govind Singh, the first commandant of the President's Bodyguard Regiment, and Sahibzada Yaqub Khan of the Pakistan Army. Well, India won, and thus India got the carriage.
They were followed by mechanized units of the Armored Corps. Mounted guns and other military vehicles trundled along the parade ground.
What a time it must have been when the people of newly independent India were watching the carriage of their country's president running on the same path, which was once called the path of the emperors, Kingsway, during the British rule.
While the parade was in progress, more than one...
The Kartavya Path of today became Rajpath in 1955. In 2022, it was named Kartavya Path. India got independence after centuries of slavery. And the story of self-respect begins on 26th January 1950, when India started writing the story of its valor, strength, and sovereignty. The first Indian governor of the country, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, declared India a sovereign democratic republic on 26th January at 10:18 a.m.
On and from this, the 26th day of January 1950, India, that is Bharat, shall be a sovereign democratic republic, and the Union and its component parts, the states, shall exercise all powers and functions of government and administration in accordance with the provisions of the said Constitution.
Then exactly 6 minutes later, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was sworn in as the first President of the Indian Republic. After taking oath in the Darbar Hall of Rashtrapati Bhavan as the first President of Independent India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad made it to his residence. It was then called Government House or Viceroy's House. After this, the flag of the British Governor-General was taken down, and the flag of India was hoisted at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The national anthem was then played. Followed by a 31-gun salute. In this way, the birth of the Republic of India was formally announced. At 10:38 a.m., the Prime Minister, his entire cabinet, and the Speaker of the Lok Sabha took their oaths in front of the new President. The Chief Justice, all the judges of the Supreme Court, and the Auditor General of India were also sworn in at the same time. The President's convoy left Rashtrapati Bhavan at exactly 2:30 p.m. and headed towards Irwin Stadium, which is now called Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. In 1950, the boundary of Major Dhyan Chand Stadium had not been built, and Purana Killa was clearly visible in the background. A huge crowd gathered to witness the first president of their independent country. The 35-year-old carriage was pulled by 6 Australian horses.
The tradition of the president arriving in a carriage at the Republic Day celebrations continued until 1984. However, after the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, the carriage was replaced by a high-security car for safety reasons. This carriage was used again in 2014 when then-President Pranab Mukherjee arrived in it for the beating retreat ceremony. Ramnath Kovind, who succeeded him as president, also continued the formal use of this carriage. When he came to take oath of office, he left his car and arrived in this carriage. While returning, he travelled in the same carriage with Pranab Mukherjee.
According to the documents from that time, 15,000 people gathered to witness the main Republic Day parade in 1950. Interestingly, the first Republic Day celebration was held in the afternoon instead of in the morning, and the President was given a 31-gun salute. The tradition of giving a 31-gun salute to the President lasted until the 70s. After that, the tradition shifted to a 21-gun salute, which continues to this day. Firing is not done with 21 guns. Instead, 7 guns of the Indian Army, known as 25-pounders, are used for firing in 3 rounds. The interesting fact is that the timing of the gun salute coincides with the playing of the national anthem. The first firing takes place at the start of the national anthem, and the final firing occurs exactly 52 seconds later. These guns were built in 1941 and are used in all formal army events. At the then Irwin Stadium, now Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium, all three wings of the army paraded in front of the president and saluted him. This tradition continues to this day. The first chief guest of India's inaugural Republic Day celebration was the then President of Indonesia, Sukarno. Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru personally went to the airport to receive Sukarno. At the ceremony, Major Somnath Sharma was awarded the first Paramveer Chakra posthumously for his bravery and supreme sacrifice in the 1947 war with Pakistan. The parade began at the Irwin Amphitheatre atop Purana Killa and continued to the Red Fort. The celebrations continued late into the night across the country. The year changed and came 1951. The date was the same, 26th January. But the tradition changed. The first Republic Day celebration was held in the afternoon. From the second Republic Day itself, the celebrations started being held in morning. This time, the chief guest of India was the King of Nepal, Tribhuvan Veer Vikram Shah. The presence of the King of Nepal was also an introduction to India's foreign policy, in which the role of the neighbors was going to be very important. The year 1952 was very important for India. From this year, the general elections started in the country. And from this year, the tradition of beating retreat also started to formally announce the completion of the Republic Day celebrations. Mahatma Gandhi's favorite tune, Abide With Me, continued to be played in beating retreat till 2022. Abide With Me was written by Scottish poet Henry Francis in 1847, and it became very popular during World War I. After 2022, this tune is no longer a part of beating retreat. In the 1975 parade, the country's first woman IPS officer, Kiran Bedi, led the salute parade. Apart from Kiran Bedi, everyone in that squad was more than 6 feet tall. Republic Day parade continued even during the emergency. In 1976, the Prime Minister of France became the chief guest of India. In 1977, the first Secretary of Poland became a part of the Republic Day parade.
The country had crossed 3 decades of Republic Day. Whatever political upheaval was there, the pace of development in the country did not slow down even a little. In 1982, for instance, the country saw its first color television. The parade, which Indians had been used to seeing in black and white, now they watched it in full color.
Our national flag that you see here belongs to everyone. And this will be embodied.
In 1988, Bofors guns became a part of the Rajpath parade.
39वें गणतंत्र दिवस परेड पर आज पहली बार एकदम नई आधुनिकतम सबसे प्रभावशाली अत्यंत विध्वंसक विस्फोटक और शत्रुनाशक भारी गोलों को 30 किलोमीटर दूरी तक फेंककर मार करने की क्षमता है। नायब सूबेदार बाना सिंह अपनी
And this year, Nayab Subedar Bana Singh was awarded the Paramveer Chakra for showing exceptional valor against Pakistan in Siachen.
पिछले वर्ष जून में सौंपा गया था। नायब सूबेदार बाना सिंह।
In 1990, the Army's dog squad marched on Rajpath for the last time. In 1999, India celebrated Golden Jubilee as a celebration of the 50th anniversary of Republic Day.
The country celebrating the 50th Republic Day had no idea then about a big conspiracy being hatched by our neighbor Pakistan. On the one hand, under the leadership of then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, friendship was running between India and Pakistan. Doves of peace and harmony were being flown. On the other hand, Pakistan had prepared to stab India in the back. Pakistan captured many important peaks of India by deceit. The Kargil War started in May 1999.
Great day for the people of India.
The Gold Jubilee celebration of the Republic of India.
The century changed and the year 2000 came. This year was important for the whole country in terms of Kargil victory. In the year 2000, the theme of the parade was Operation Vijay. The whole country celebrated Kargil victory along with the Republic Day parade.
President of Nigeria, Mr. Obasanjo, being greeted by the Raksha Mantri, the Prime Minister.
The President of Nigeria was the guest of India in the Republic Day parade of the year 2000.
Mahamahim APJ Abdul Kalam.
In the year 2003, APJ Abdul Kalam took the salute, and the chief guest of the Republic Day was Iran's President Mohammad Khatami.
और बहुत ही अच्छा सलूट राष्ट्रपति जो कि सशस्त्र सेनाओं के सर्वोच्च कमांडर हैं डॉक्टर एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम को दिया।
The cavalcade escorting the president to the saluting days.
In the year 2006, the King of Saudi Arabia came to India as the chief guest of the Republic Day celebrations.
महामहिम अब्दुल्लाह बिन अब्दुल अजीज अल सऊद जो मुख्य अतिथि हैं आज के, सऊदी अरब नरेश 82 वर्षीय हैं।
He was the first Saudi monarch to visit India on this occasion.
And a smart salute there for the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Another picture of strong Indian democracy was seen. The country got its first woman president. The then governor of Rajasthan, Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, took oath as the 12th president of the country.
The Republic Day parade continued to flourish, and along with it also became a symbol of India's growing tactical and strategic power. Prime Minister Modi on Republic Day in 2015 invited US President Barack Obama, and he came.
An amazing picture was seen in this Republic Day. It had started raining and Barack Obama was seen holding an umbrella. Another thing was that, as per protocol, the US President does not stay under the open sky for more than 20 minutes. But in India's Republic Day celebration, Barack Obama stayed under the open sky for about 2 hours. In 2014, for the first time, women marching squads of Army, Air Force and Navy were included in the parade. In almost every Republic Day celebration, some new tradition some new trend was seen. But what happened in 2016 was unimaginable.
Being led by Major Jean-Claude Le Verrier and playing...
In the Republic Day of 2016, the French military squad marched in India's Republic Day parade.
A proud moment for the French president.
Such a display of foreign military contingent was seen for the first time.
And here come the Black Cat commandos of the National Security Guard. Their motto, Sarvatra Sarvottam.
In 2017, for the first time, a squad of NSG commandos was seen in the parade,
which ensures that they take on counter-terrorist operations across the country at short notice.
This year, the power of India's Tejas was also seen,
which is going to be the Tejas formation at a height of 300 meters, speed of 780 kilometers per hour. Marching smartly, going past the saluting phase, contingent of the United Arab Emirates.
And this year, 144 soldiers from the UAE marched as a foreign military contingent.
You can hear the strains of the tune, marching tune, Captain. The impressive military band of the UAE.
In the year 2020, a new tradition was started again. Along with the army chiefs, the Chief of Defence Staff also started participating in the parade.
General Bipin Rawat, Chief of Defence Staff, General Manoj Mukund Naravane, Chief of Army Staff, Admiral Karambir Singh, Chief of Naval Staff, Air Chief Marshal Rakesh Kumar Singh Bhadoria, Chief of Air Staff, and Defence Secretary Dr. Ajay Kumar.
2020 brought a very painful message for the whole world. COVID-19 had started spreading. Everyone was scared because of the lockdown and deaths, but India did not let the tradition of its great national festival stop.
In the most sacred of Republic Day traditions, the Prime Minister of India will lead the nation in paying homage to our value. That is the beauty of our democracy. Any individual, no matter what his circumstances, can aspire to the highest office in the country.
बल्कि उन हजारों जांबाजों को याद करने का भी मौका देता है.
In 2021, for the first time, a tableau of Union Territory was taken out, and that state was the newly formed Union Territory of Ladakh.
The Union Territory of Ladakh, with the theme, Vision to the Future. Ladakh is known for her tranquil beauty and dramatic landscapes.
And along with this, a tableau of Ram Mandir was also seen in the 2021 parade.
भगवान राम के बनने वाले भव्य राम मंदिर के दर्शन कीजिए. झांकी के अगले हिस्से में महर्षि वाल्मीकि की प्रतिमा है, जिन्हें रामायण की रचना करते हुए दर्शाया गया है.
It was a matter of pride that the country's first female fighter pilot, Bhavna Kant, performed stunts in the fly past.
Large on the faces of the officers, and for the first time ever, Flight Lieutenant Bhavna Kant, who is one of the first 3 women fighter pilots of the country.
Rafale was also seen in this parade.
As a part of this tableau, a matter of great pride for all of us.
Bangladesh's military contingent participated in the 2021 parade. The biggest flypast ever took place in 2022 on the sidelines of post-corona effects. 75 fighter jets of all 3 wings of the army did a flypast in the sky, and for the first time, a drone was also organized.
To eyes in the sky, from the direction of Rashtrapati Bhavan, the first formation going past the saluting base.
सहायक कमांडेंट सीमानाग अभिवादन फॉर्मेशन में सलामी मंच के सामने से गुजरते हुए शौर्य और संतुलन की
The 2024 parade was completely dedicated to Nari Shakti. The parade started with 100 women artists playing cultural instruments. For the first time, a women's contingent from all three armies marched in the 2024 parade. Women fighter pilots also participated, and 48 women Agniveers also became a part of the parade.
As India celebrates her 76th Republic Day. Mr. Prabowo Subianto, our chief guest for India's 76th Republic Day celebrations.
This year, the President of Indonesia was the chief guest of the Republic Day parade, and the Indonesian military contingent was a part of India's parade.
Winners, the Gendarang Suling Kangka Lokananta military band of the Indonesian Military Academy, a 190-member ensemble band, a unique blend of military music and noble values. Going past the saluting base.
Every Republic Day parade has adopted some innovation and carried forward some old traditions. The same can be seen in this time as well. The same can be seen this year as well. About 10,000 citizens, including Paralympic members, village sarpanchs, handloom artisans, wildlife conservation workers were invited to participate in the 2025 parade. There was no display of Tejas and Air Force tableau, but 40 aircrafts showcased India's strength at the Republic Day parade.
कैप्टन समीप तेजावन के नेतृत्व में साथ में है ग्रुप कैप्टन रुप कुमार और विंग कमांडर.
India is moving from close dependence to self-reliance every day. The Republic Day parade is a constant indicator of that. It encompasses the glory of the past, the resolutions of the present, and the possibilities of the future, filled with self-respect. Long live our Republic.